Hey, welcome to our class of Tuesday Night Beer School with me, Chad of Chad's Beer Reviews, and
Happy hour with Chris.
or the reindeer. And I'm Santa, I guess.
Yep.
Don't have quite the beard for it, but getting there. Anyway, as you can probably tell, this is the Christmas beer style. Probably my favorite one. I don't know if it's my absolute number one favorite style, but definitely in the top 5 or so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are talking about Style 30C Winter Seasonal Beer. These are beers that suggest cold weather in the Christmas holiday season and may include holiday spices, specialty sugars, and other products that are reminiscent of the festive season. Now it's interesting it says may include. It said should include. I think that's the whole thing. It's like that they have to have spices.
Sounds like it's optional.
Yeah, let's keep reading. Overall impression, a stronger, darker spice beer that often has a rich body and warming finish, suggesting a good accompaniment for the cold winter season. Comments: using a sensory profile of the products that suggest the holiday season: Christmas cookies, gingerbread, pudding, rum cakes, eggnog, evergreen trees, potpourri, or mulling spices. Balance was supportive, often malty, warming, and darker base beer. The description of the beer is critical for evaluation. Judges should think more about the declared concept than trying to detect each individual ingredient. Balance, drinkability, and execution of the theme are most important deciding factors. History, you guys can pause and read that if you want. It's not super important. Okay, so then down here it does say, okay, spices are required and often includes those evocative of the Christmas season. But any combination is possible. Creativity is encouraged. Fruit peel, maybe used. Flavorful adjuncts are often used. And then it says must specify. So this is for the homebrewing competition. And then everything is based on the underlying base beer, and it's generally above 6%. And it's funny, Anchor Christmas Ale, they don't make that anymore because that company's out of business. Although I guess they're bringing it back. Yeah, and we can't get any of these beers around here.
Never seen them.
All right, so we got 2 that are fairly ubiquitous. So I have Ommegang's Everything Nice. They're calling this a Belgian blonde ale with seasonal spices.
And I have Hardywood's Christmas Morning, which we had last year.
What's in it?
This is going to be a milk stout with ginger, cinnamon, honey, vanilla, and coffee.
Yep.
So the coffee's probably going to set this apart from the other one.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got our beers poured. I got the Ommegang in the Delirium glass, and we got the Hardywood in the Christmas. It's almost like a stemless wine glass, basically.
That's pretty much what it is, yeah, so you don't knock it over.
All right, you want to start with this since we're holding it?
Might as well, yeah.
Well, to me, it's kind of a combination of everything, because it's like the honey, the ginger. Oddly enough, I don't really get the coffee on here.
No, I'm not getting coffee. I'm really not getting a lot of the ginger either, or vanilla.
Really?
I am getting like the imperial stoutness of it, of course, but
that's kind of the opposite to me. This to me kind of smells of almost like cough syrup, because a lot of cough syrups have honey in them,
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I'm getting
smells like a stout.
To me, that's the opposite. To me, it's all honey and ginger. And I mean, that coffee is there, but it's deep down in there.
Yeah, it's definitely not on the top.
I will say it does smell Christmassy though, like honey, ginger, definitely Christmassy spices.
Yeah,
although
I'm not getting it. Maybe on the taste.
To me, I think the number one, the spice of Christmas to me has always been cranberry, dried cranberry.
Dried cranberry,
which might be in the Ommegang. I don't know. Let's give this thing a whiff.
I get orange peel.
Mm-hmm. The first thing I noticed, as soon as I put it to my nose, oh, hey, this is very Belgian-y.
It does smell like a Belgian, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would say orange peel. They don't, on the bottle, it doesn't say which spices are on there. And I checked their website, and it just says with notes of, and it said, clove, white pepper. I think that's, yeah, okay. It does have a peppery character to it.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, clove makes sense, I guess, with the orange peel, but again, this one doesn't seem very spicy to me.
Yeah. I think they mentioned cinnamon or something, but it's, to me, this one is more yeasty, whereas the Hardywood is like, it's the spices, you know. I mean, they're two very different styles. Like you have an American stout and you have a Belgian blonde.
Yeah, going between the two of them is a completely different experience.
I wonder if this is the Ommegang base brew and then they throw spices in it.
Probably.
Because Ommegang's one of my favorite beers. Love that beer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this does have white pepper quality. I would not. It doesn't smell citrusy to me, though. It's like, to me, it smells very Belgian-y.
Yeah, going back and forth now, I'm starting to pick up more of the spice on the Hardywood.
Yeah. All right, let's check the specs on aroma. Malty, spicy, fruity, and balanced. A wide range is possible as long as it evokes a holiday theme. The declared ingredients and concepts set the expectation. Fruit is often dark or dried in character. Hops are often subtle. Yeah, I agree. I didn't get hops on either.
Nope.
Alcohol is often present, but smooth and supportive. Yeah, I forgot to mention, both of these beers are 9% ABV, so...
That's so crazy.
And also they're fairly warm, too, so... malty and sugary aromas tend to be greater in the balance and support the spices. The components should be well integrated and create a coherent presentation. See flavor. Yeah, we already saw that. All right, so how to grade these? For me, the Hardywood is more Christmassy in doing what it's supposed to do, because actually... You know, now that I smell it, I am getting like the actual base stout like you were getting.
Yeah.
But to me, it's still lots of honey and lots of ginger. Little disappointing picking up on the coffee. It's like really in the background.
It's not even present
but
there.
It does, like if somebody just handed this to me, I'd be like, oh, this is a Christmas stout.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I was thinking 9 or 10. I'll start with 9, and I could go up if I had to.
I'll give this one an 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could dial the spice up a little more.
That's what I was thinking with the Ommegang, because to me this smells like, if you just handed this to me, I just think, oh, Belgian. And like aside from like the pepper, I'm not really like cinnamon, ginger, whatever is in there is like really subtle, especially like when you go back and forth between the two.
Yeah, you're right. It just smells like a Belgian.
Yeah. But I mean, it smells good. So I'm gonna give that an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
6.
It's not
Harsh.
doing it. Yeah.
All right. So appearance, we have 2 very different beers. One's a stout, one's a Belgian. So we'll start with since I'm holding the Ommegang. Classic Belgian. I'm not sure how this looks on camera. It's probably deep amber orange. It's actually pretty clear. I'm surprised.
It's got good head retention.
Yeah. And the Hardywood, obviously.
It's thick.
Yeah, inky. It's actually not black. It's just super dark brown.
Yeah, it's definitely not translucent.
Yeah, and if I hold it right up to the light, you can't see through it. But I mean, this is how a stout should look. I will say, like, it doesn't look muddy. They're both good-looking beers.
Yes, they're just completely different.
Yeah. I think they should just drop appearance for, like, these types of styles, because, like, you have such a range. But
especially if it says, it can be either or, which...
I mean, because, like, normally most Christmas beers are, like, kind of like a brown ale base, and the same thing with pumpkin beers, and then they add spices, but, I mean, there's really no limit. All right, so... Appearance, medium amber to very dark brown. Darker versions are more common. Clear, if not opaque. Usually clear, although darker versions may revert. That's totally redundant. Well-formed, persistent off-white to tan head. Yeah.
Clear, if not opaque, but maybe opaque.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody needs to rewrite that.
Well-formed.
In fact, it should really say, depends on the base style, because one's a stout, one's a Belgian, And, like, actually, going by the specs, and neither of these are medium amber. Well, the Hardywood is very dark brown, I will say.
Yeah.
And actually, I guess you could call that medium amber. Yeah, I mean, it says medium amber to very dark brown. So
I'd say it's within guidelines.
So, I mean, I guess as long as it doesn't look like a Bud Light.
Right.
That's what they should just say.
Corona.
As long as it doesn't look like a Bud Light, you're fine.
You're right. Everything else is okay.
And it has, like, a good foam. Although... actually, we don't have much foam on the Hardywood, but
not at all. It disappeared very quick.
That's kind of normal with high alcohol
Stouts.
and honey and spices and stuff. They don't usually hold the head. I would give both a 3.
I'll give both a 3. They're both meeting it.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
It's very open guidelines.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the Ommegang.
Ommegang.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. This is better, like it tastes better than it smells to me. I'm getting the spice on this, on the flavor.
Yeah. To me, it tastes like it smelled where, like, as soon as it hit me, it's just like, yeah, this is Belgian. um, you're saying the spices are prominent?
Yeah.
To me, they seem kind of subtle. I will say, except for that white pepper.
Oh, you're getting the white pepper on the taste?
Mm-hmm. I will say there is a citrusy, fruity character on here, though. Mm-hmm. They're probably using orange peel.
I was getting that on the smell.
Mm-hmm.
I think...
Yeah, I didn't really pick it up on the aroma.
I'm trying to decide, like, what the prominent spice is here. Is it...
I think the prominent spice is just the Belgian yeast.
Yeah, but there is a spice. Unless it is that white pepper, but... There's, like, a Christmas spice in here. Maybe it's clove.
Yes. They mentioned clove on the website. Which I wish they would put that on the actual bottle. I mean, it might be like on the 4-pack holder or 6-pack holder, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say, okay, so like I'm getting classic Belgian yeast character. I'm getting a citrusy fruitiness. Mm-hmm. It's not cranberry though, which I wish it was. I like cranberries. That's the Christmas spice, but and then it finishes with that white pepper pepperiness.
It's good.
It's not like, is this burning to you at all? Like,
not at all. This is really drinkable for a 9%.
Yeah, and by pepper we mean like, spice rack pepper, not jalapeno or that kind of pepper.
Not green peppers.
Yeah.
But the clove is well balanced on this. We had one beer last year that, God, was that the Southern Tier? It was it was a clove bomb.
That was like, it was clove and other, that was every spice on the spice rack in there.
It was horrible. But this is like, this is really well balanced.
Yeah.
The clove is balanced by the citrus.
Yeah, and it's nice and Belgian-y. Mm-hmm. It's not too hot. I kind of prefer like a little bit more variety of spices. It seems like it's a little, or maybe not so much variety, it's just like, I feel like the spices are taking it back. Like, to me, this is Belgian Blonde first, Christmas beer second.
Yeah. Which honestly isn't bothering me too much, because maybe a Belgian with too many spices would be gross.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say the white pepper is an interesting, choice.
Yeah, that's
and they said creativity is encouraged.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a little bite.
All right, so we're going to move on to the Christmas morning.
Cheers.
Which is 12 days from now. Cheers.
Wow. It's so spicy.
Yeah. It's very, to me this is just like all honey and ginger. That's what I said on the nose too, Mm-hmm. Like right away, ginger. Ginger can actually have like kind of like a spicy heat sensation,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ginger is spicy. But it's kind of balanced with some of the other spices too.
Yeah,
maybe some allspice.
I definitely get the cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's allspice in it, but did it say also? I know it's honey, vanilla, coffee.
Yeah, allspice is usually a combination of like ginger, cinnamon, anise.
Like chai, yeah.
Yeah, chai. I'm not really getting much coffee on it though.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not really getting vanilla because vanilla would have kind of like a candy sweetness or something,
Yeah.
To me, this is kind of like a stout with a lot of honey and ginger. The coffee is like really in the background on this one.
I don't even know why they mention it, honestly, unless somebody else can pick up on it easier.
Maybe they changed the coffee distributor or provider this year,
Yeah.
So I remember last year it was very coffee.
It's very subtle. And I mean, if you're going to go for Christmas morning, that implies coffee. I would say just dial it up a little bit because I think that would balance it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Which palate do you think has like more variety of flavor? Because to me, the Hardywood is kind of direct where it's honey and ginger and that's it.
Yeah, I think the Ommegang is definitely a little more complex in that it's got that Belgian quality.
Which is funny because it was the exact opposite on the nose.
Yeah. It's more subtle with using the Christmas herbs, but you still know it's a Christmas beer, whereas the Hardywood is very much
I can definitely...
Christmas beer.
We're drinking this fairly warm.
It is very warm.
The Hardywood is definitely much more warming than the Ommegang.
Yeah. Hardywood might be better.
I mean, it's both smooth. They're both smooth.
Yeah. You're saying not going to get vanilla, but I'm getting vanilla kind of extract taste on the... It's kind of a warmth.
Really?
Yeah.
Like on the finish? Like in the aftertaste?
In the after, yeah.
All right, so let's check the specs on flavor. Malty, spicy, fruity, and balanced. Well, that's true, except for the Hardywood is not fruity, but it doesn't have any fruit in it.
It doesn't say it does.
Unless you count honey as a fruit. Allow for brewer creativity in meeting the theme objective. Warming or sweet spices common. Okay.
Yeah.
Rich, sweet, malty flavors are common and may include caramel, toast, nutty, or chocolate flavors. I really didn't get either of those.
No.
May include dry fruit or dried fruit peel flavors, raisin. Yeah, that's like pretty common in like a dark Belgian, and we have a light Belgian.
Mm-hmm. Got the orange peel.
Yeah. May include distinctive sugar flavors like molasses, honey, or brown sugar. Yeah, I mean, we definitely get the honey on the Hardywood.
Yeah.
The special ingredients should be supportive and balanced, not overshadowing the base beer. I mean, I would say that's true of the Ommegang, not so much on the Hardywood.
Not on the Hardywood. They definitely overshadow.
Yeah. Bitterness and hot flavor are usually restrained to not interfere with special character. Usually finishes rather full and satisfying off of the light alcohol flavor. That's true. Roasted malt characteristics are rare and not usually stronger than chocolate. Yeah. Unless they should put, unless it's an imperial stout or something.
Yeah.
So again, they're both there. Well, I don't know. For me, the Hardywood was there in the aroma, not so much on the flavor. It definitely, to me, these spices are evocative of Christmas,
Yeah. But they do overshadow that base.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't.
I think.
Also, the coffee was like really lacking on it.
Yes.
And
extremely lacking, actually. Yeah. If I was buying this because it had coffee in it, I'd be bummed.
Like they could have marketed this also as like a pumpkin. A pumpkin stout, like the
they
Warlock.
Could have, yeah, just because it's like the same spices.
Yeah,
they might as well put them out.
It's good. It's not great. I'm thinking 14.
I'll give it a 15.
Okay. And for the Ommegang, I'm gonna go a little higher, not a lot higher. I'm gonna give this a 16.
I'll give it a 17.
Okay. All right, let's talk about mouthfeel. We will start with the Ommegang again. For a Belgian, it's actually got quite a bit of body.
It's like a medium full.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Pretty highly carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth.
Yeah.
A little bit of alcohol warmth.
A little bit.
Nice, nice effervescent kind of quality.
Mm-hmm. It's very smooth.
And the Hardywood is...
I'd say also medium full.
I would probably go as far as say full.
Really?
Yeah, to me it has like kind of a thick... it's not as big as like Bourbon County.
Yeah.
It's at least medium full, maybe straight up full. But it's also lower carbonation, and it's just got that viscosity to it. It's very smooth. Borderline creamy. I don't think there's...
There's...
Oh, yeah, there is...
It does say milk stout, actually.
Yeah, so there's lactose in here,
yeah.
So that would give it the super smooth, creamy... Like, that's just a difference of actual texture.
Oh, you're right.
Think like how this actually feels on your tongue versus this, whereas like this has like this kind of clean, crisp snap, and like this is like almost like a protein shake or something,
Yeah.
I will say they're both, for 9.2 ABV, they're both really drinkable.
They're extremely...
Yeah, dangerously drinkable.
Yeah.
Super smooth. So, as far as actual drinkability and presentation, all that stuff, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that measure up to what the guidelines say? Let's find out. Body is usually medium to full, often with a malty chewiness, moderately low to moderately high carbonation. They give you quite a range there. Aged character allowable, warming alcohol allowable. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I would give both a 5.
They're there, 5.
You're going to go 5?
Yep.
All right, here's the hard part. I don't know, the Hardywood, I like it as a beer. I think it's just this year's batch is like a little weak. You know, it's really lacking on the coffee, and I think they went a little overboard on the ginger. But otherwise, I mean, it's really good. So I'm gonna say 8. I could maybe drop that to a 7 if I had to.
I really liked this one last year, so it is different. I'm gonna give this one a 7.
7.
Yeah.
All right, 39, 38. Yeah, the Ommegang. If only the nose was better, this would be like a really high scoring beer. But I'm also gonna give this one an 8.
I'll give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
Just a second, it'll nudge out the other one a little
so, I mean,
bit.
Look at these scores. They're all very, very similar. It's 38, 39, 40. So, it's like it's 38.5 versus 39.5. So I mean, they're both. It's kind of a shame neither of them hit 40. You know, at least as an average, but yeah, they're both really good as far as Christmas beer. So
yeah, as a preference, do you prefer the Ommegang?
Yeah, I would have probably next time I go hit Total Wine, I'd probably buy another bottle of this and like just review it by itself, you know, or at least drink it by itself.
I agree. I think it's good. A little more drinkable.
Nice. I have another can of the Hardywood in the fridge. So, all right, student. This is your second time doing this class. Did you learn anything new you didn't know last year, or?
I mean, there are very open style guidelines for this particular. Mm-hmm. It just ranges from color to taste. It's all pretty open. So they use spices, evergreen, Christmas stuff.
That's what I like about like a lot of people will throw spruce tips in there, like you're like a real pine. A lot of IPAs have that, you know.
Ooh, a Christmas IPA.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you next week or whenever.
Whenever.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.